Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning into the April Monterrosa Show with Mr. Adam Ace.
In the place.
I think we have the whole Southside community here in the KLMO studio this morning.
Southside.
Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And this morning, we have entrepreneur Amanda Mendoza. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
So, you got to tell us about your business, where you came from, and all that good stuff. So, start off by introducing yourself.
Hey, guys. I'm Amanda Mendoza, born and raised in the south side of San Antonio. And my business is all-in-one marketing. I started it just last month, actually, in October. So it's been a month now. And I'm excited to help people out with their businesses and help them succeed and see where we can go.
I love that. You've been very involved in the community, and you're from South San Antonio.
Yes.
Tell us about what area you were born and raised in.
So I was born and raised in the south side, around Quintana and South Cross my whole life. And then till this day, I still live in the south side. I've been living in the south side my whole life, and I don't think I'll ever leave the south side, honestly.
Right? Once a South Sider, always a South
Yes,
Sider.
yes.
So, what inspired you to start your business?
So what inspired me is helping the small businesses. Actually, when COVID hit, I already kind of had started my own business. And ever since then, I was like, it was hard for everybody at a point of time. And there was always room for more. And so I would, even though I owned a moonbounce business at the time, there was still a lot of friends and family that had them. And, there was always time for like referring and stuff like that. So once it got a little tough for everybody, I just started, helping them by like tagging them, posting them, and just sharing my, my insights for them to help them succeed. And so one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to help people market. And I decided to start the all-in-one marketing. And since then, it's been going great.
How does it feel now that you're a legit business owner? Because it changes things when
It does.
you're, kind of doing a little side hustle thing,
Yeah.
right? But then you actually go get that DBA.
Yes.
It changes things for you.
It does. It does. So honestly, to answer your question, it does change dramatically because before, like you said, you were just kind of doing your own little thing. But now, I have a name to, represent. I got businesses to represent and make sure that I'm doing the work that, I promised to do for them. So right now it's going great. Like I said, I have actually 4 businesses that, that are trusting me to help them promote and do their marketing. So I hope to keep growing. And I didn't honestly think it was gonna like kick off that quick.
Yeah.
But I was ready for it. So yeah, and my fiance helps me a lot in those, and my family, my friends. So I have a lot of support behind me.
That's great. Now, I know that you're very involved in the community, and I think that what or how your business was built was probably due to all that, all
Yeah.
the community initiatives that you do. I know you have a very big back to school event that you do. You have a veteran event. But tell us about the back to school thing, because I feel like that has grown bigger and bigger
Yes.
every year.
Yeah, so initially I started with my first time ever. I started with 100 backpacks. I was like, you know what, let me put something together. And I said 100 backpacks to me sounds like a lot, but now it's not a lot. And I was like, you know what, let me do 100. So me and my family, friends, we put it together, did a quick little 100. And then that's when I was like, okay, next year I'm gonna do more. So I did the 200. It still was, not enough. And I was like, okay, let's do 5. So from 2 to 100, I jumped up to 5, and that was my 3rd year. It went great, and again, it's still, there's still a lot of family and kids in need. So I said, you know what? I told myself I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna do 1,000 for the 4th year. And so last year we made it happen. We did 1,000. Mind you, these backpacks are stuffed already with school supplies ready to go for the kids
Wow.
and their parents. On top of that, we have face painting for them while they wait, for haircuts, free haircuts. We have free braids, free food, while they're waiting, free drinks. We had people that were giving free popcorn. We had mini pancakes. We had free fried Oreos, moon bounces, a couple of them as well. We had activities for the kids. We had a whole bunch of vendors, mind you, that were giving free resources to the community. So we had like Brighton Dental, we had community in schools, we had Santa Rosa Mobile Clinic. They were giving free vaccinations to the kids. We had a whole bunch of car clubs come. We had Keldon Johnson from the San Antonio Spurs show up as well. And we had 42 barbers cutting hair.
42
And
barbers.
yes, 42 barbers.
Wow.
So
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so we had 42 barbers. A whole bunch of barbers just came together, showed up. It was crazy because some of them I didn't even know, they were coming. And they were just showing up, showing up. We'll direct them to where, they needed to go. And yeah, we it was great. It was great. A great turnout.
Wow.
So I'm going to stick it to the 1,000 and just keep, helping kids and families in need.
What goes into planning a big event like that? Because I think that, some people, they either have it or they don't. And you definitely have that where you can put these huge events together and it looks like a complete success with no bumps in the road, right?
Yeah.
But
it
we all
actually
know
is.
events in the background. Like
Yeah.
there's always stuff that goes on.
Yeah,
But
there is.
how do you manage to do all of this and put it together?
So honestly, I couldn't do it without the help of my family, my friends, and all the sponsors, the volunteers, and the donations throughout the whole year. So I started by just, hey, this is what we need, this is what we're gonna get. Everybody starts donating, whether it's money, their time, backpacks, school supplies, drinks. Someone even gave me toys, so like the first 100 kids were able to get a toy, and it was a good toy. And so it's just a matter of like making it happen for the kids and for their families. Not only at this event do they leave with, a free backpack and a free haircut, some food, but they have, it's like a back to school bash for everybody. Like even the parents, they get to eat, it's not just for the kids, it's for the parents as well that had a long summer with them. So I think most importantly, it's just like making sure it's perfect for the families. Because some of these families might have not gone anywhere all summer. Some of these kids maybe have never stepped foot in a moon bounce before. So I think most importantly is just making sure that along the way that everything's going to be a good turnout for them.
What kind of response have you received from the community after that event?
Man, that day is crazy because like it's so like it's just so heartwarming for like the kids to come up to you, whether their parent, nobody knows who throws the event that day. But of course, like, I'm the one running around and like all crazy and stuff. So, their parent, takes the time to find like, hey, I want to know who put this event together, and everybody, directs them to me. And so, there'll be kids coming up to me, hugging me, parent, thanking me, and some get emotional. So it's a big, like, opportunity for me to be able to help these kids out. And I think most importantly, like the feedback from, not just the parents that went, but, I have old teachers and coaches and my family and just making everybody proud at the same time.
I love that. I love when you share your personal posts about how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
I love that you share that with people because I think that's important.
Yes.
What it does for you personally to share with people that are following your journey.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Like you said, I had just did the veterans one. And again, I just made it up. I just like, what? Let's feed the veterans. Because I do something for the homeless when it gets cold. And so I was like, what's something different I can do? And the veterans, they were happy. They were excited, it was the day before Thanksgiving. Some of them don't have family or friends or they're by themselves, and so feeding the veterans was definitely something that I'm going to do like way more bigger next year.
Well, we'll definitely talk about that after our short, quick music break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm hustling 6 a.m. to 5. Boss man driving me out of my mind. But later on I'm cutting loose. Let me put on my gator boots. No, I Even though I got on this pawn shop necklace, I'm easy at breaking the ice. These speakers are bumping, and so am I. I got my clean black t-shirt on, rocking my Wrangler, start stuff new and shaped up, looking like I'm JB Mooney. Oh, don't get me started right now. Oh! Now if you're thinking of messing up my groove, I tell you, brother, you're in for some bad news. I've never been the fighting kind, but there can always be a first time. Even though I got on this pawn shop necklace, I'm easy at breaking the ice. These speakers are bumping, and so am I. I got my clean black t-shirt on, rocking my Wrangler, start stuff new and shaped up, looking like I'm JB Mooney. Still ain't got nothing to prove. It's just who I am. I ain't trying to impress you, because when I'm dead and gone, I keep my boots and you can keep this on. Until then, I'll be stumbling on, 'cause these gator boots never did me wrong. Oh yeah. I got this feeling you're gonna get me right into something, girl, you know I shouldn't do. It happens every time, and I just can't help it, the way you make me start acting crazy, conversations coming out not to prove. You know just what to do to get me spinning you around all over this town, stealing my heart with a double shot of crown. And you know I'm always down, and I'll be running up the time, baby, chasing down any little thing you want. Don't hold back now, 'cause you know I'm always down whenever you come around. You call me up late, I'm headed your way. No, it don't take that much to get me acting a fool. You know just what to do to get me spinning you around all over this town, stealing my heart with a double shot of crown. And you know I'm always down, and I'll be running up the time, baby, chasing down any little thing you want. Don't hold back now, 'cause you know I'm always down whenever you come around. Nothing ever changes, it all ends the same. You know I'll come running when you call my name. Oh, you know just what to do to get me spinning you around all over this town, stealing my heart with a double shot of crown. And you know I'm always down, and I'll be running up a time, baby, chasing down any little thing you want. Don't go back now, 'cause you know I'm always down whenever you come around. I'm always down whenever you come around. the cream bottles full of Mexican beer. I got the mariachi singing to her near as she glows. She's grinning ear to ear. I sent her a rose, she turns with a tear. Love has been trouble, baby, over the years, but you know I gotta show no fear. We laughed and cried and sang all night. We put 'em down about 12 rounds. He tells me that there's one way to her heart. She said, feed me tacos, tell me that I'm pretty, babe, I don't need much. I hope you feel the way I do. I just wanna be loved by you. I said, viva la vida, viva l'amor. I got you pretty mama, wanna be your troubadour. I'm the one you're looking for. Hold me tight, dance with me all night. Love me till daylight. Don't let go, don't let go. Love me. We laughed and cried and sang all night. We put 'em down about 12 rounds. She tells me that there's one way to her heart. She said, feed me tacos, tell me that I'm pretty, babe, I don't need much. I hope you feel the way I do. I just wanna be loved by you. I said, viva la vida, viva l'amor. I got you pretty mama, wanna be your troubadour. I'm the one you're looking for. Feed me tacos, tell me that I'm pretty, babe, I don't need much. I hope you feel the way I do. I just wanna be loved by you. Viva la vida, viva l'amor. I got you pretty mama, wanna be your troubadour. I'm the one you're looking for. Hold me tight, dance with me all night. Love me till daylight. Don't let go, don't let go. Love me.
Welcome back to the April Monterrosa Show, and we're here with entrepreneur and community advocate Amanda Mendoza.
Hey guys, we're back.
Hey, you're a natural at this. Got the hang of it real quick.
Right? I'm ready to roll now.
So you just had this big Veterans Day luncheon event. Share a little bit about that and how you were inspired to create that event.
So, one day I was just actually I had a plate sale to help one of my friends fundraise, and it was at a veterans post that I hadn't knew existed in the South Side. It was off Candelia by Pleasanton.
Okay.
And so, we're there cooking, and it's outside, so it's open to the public. And and it's not normal for me to go into one of these veterans posts, and I've seen them my whole life. And so there was a lot of like older, the older veterans, the men and stuff, and they're so cute. Like it reminded me of my grandparents and my dad. And so every time I would take a break or go inside, to refresh, I would always talk to one of them. And it just was like so cute because they were alone, and they were just like, yeah, I come here every day. Some of them were telling me stories for, I was interested. I was like, I don't want to go back outside now. And one of them, I was like, hey, sir, I'm gonna be outside if you want to come. And he kept coming, and he gave me like beer, drinks, and all that, right? So I was like, okay. So, leaving, I was like, thank y'all, thank y'all for supporting because they bought food and they were eating. And again, alone.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes, my heart thinking like, okay, like I felt bad for them. Like, they're by themselves and, for a long period of time. So I said, you know what can I do for them? Like, that, they probably don't have someone do for them on a regular. So it's like, and it was a while ago too. It was a couple of months. It was actually like 4 months ago, and something stuck to me to like want to do something for them. So I said, you know what? Thanksgiving, I'm gonna feed the veterans because maybe they don't have family or anybody to sit with or, just to have a good time, like an actual family function. So I was like, okay, here's my planning. It was easy. I got help, of course. I always have help. That's the great part about it.
Well, you have a big family.
Yeah, I have a big family too. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try to put it together and with all-in-one marketing as well. It was my first event as all-in-one marketing.
Okay. That's
So,
exciting.
yeah, that's exciting. And so now I could be like whenever the back to school events, honestly, they would be like, who throws it? And I'm like, well, me and my family and my friends, and that's why I called it the Mendoza back to school event. So now I can be like all in one marketing, and represent myself and my business and others that, are part
For
of my
sure.
business. And so, yeah, with the help of everybody, we were able to like feed them. We give them a whole Thanksgiving plate, pies, of course, drinks. And then, it was in the bar, so they were having fun. And then all our team came, our sponsors and the people that helped. I had a lot of family come and volunteer. Friends cook, reached out, hey, I cook this, my mom, and just everybody, again, coming together for the community, and so we did it, and they were getting there, and they didn't know about it, they were just, like, word of mouth, and they were, like, happy, and so once it came time, like, they sure were in a line, and, they ate.
No one was shy.
Yeah, no one was shy, and they ate, and we fed the bartenders, the commander and everybody. And then, we also, I said, I don't want them to just eat. Like, let's do something for them. So a part of it was everybody like donated like a gift card, money, and
Okay.
we made a basket. So that was fun because, Christmas is coming. And so we raffled. Man, when I tell you these veterans were so excited, and their family or their wife, their friends that came with them, like every time we caught the name, like, okay, Amanda Mendoza, like they would clap like they won the lottery, and they would get all hyped up. So it was fun. It was a good time, and we talked to them. They wanted to know why, like who did it, like we never had this before. So it was cool that some of the people that sponsor were there to be able to inform them about them, and we just conversated with them, and
Yeah.
we ate with them as well. So it was fun. It was fun. I think that next year we'll definitely do it bigger,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe target, even just all the posts,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did in the South Side, on South Cross,
Yeah.
because that's where I was, born and raised, and they loved it. So
I
think,
love that you're doing things in that area, though.
yeah,
I know that we mentioned other business owners, going back to their neighborhood and establishing businesses and nonprofits and all these things. So I think it's great that you're doing those things there as well, because I think that that area is a little forgotten.
yeah, it is. Like
It's older,
is,
there's
yeah.
some areas that need some sprucing up, right? But I think that area is a little forgotten because
Yeah.
it's older.
It is, it is. But like you said, there's a lot of like potential there. There's
For
a lot
sure.
of, it's just people, they don't say like, hey, let's go all the way out, that way. There's TJ Hamburgers, one of my favorite hamburger spots. But definitely I love doing it, yeah, for the South Side
That's
community.
great.
And of course everybody's welcome, but my initially target is, when I was younger, I would always say like when I grow up, I'm gonna give back to the community. So and again, I chose the South Side because that's where I was born and raised.
Well, keep doing things in your neighborhood.
Thank
It's
you.
definitely needed. And it's very inspiring because I've watched how your events have just grown and grown and grown. And that's how you build community by, being invested where you're from.
Yeah.
I know what that's like because I do
Yeah.
the same thing with my part of town and the magazine and all that. And it's very rewarding when you're able to give back to your community in whatever way that is, because we all give back differently.
Yeah.
Um, but it's all about thriving, having our community thrive, making sure everyone's eating and
Yeah,
happy,
yeah.
and that's good to see.
Yes, yes.
What events do you have coming up, if any?
So, it's not an actual event. However, every year, this will be my third year, and I like to collect blankets for the
Okay.
homeless. It's something I started, like I said, 3 years ago. I just one day, told my family group chat like, hey, let's go feed the homeless. So we started feeding them. However, like, they don't allow that now downtown in the area that we
Yeah.
were targeting. So I think it'd be better just to go give them a blanket, for the cold. Some of them are not prepared or don't have one, or bare minimum clothing. So now I just collect blankets. I buy them, collect them. People donate, and I'll make like a big old jug of hot chocolate, and then we'll just like pull up, pour them a cup until it runs out, obviously, and then we give them like a pan dulce or something, And so it's pretty cool. And then last year, like my friend's mom's like, "Hey, I can make y'all man, what is it like? It's like that horchata drink, but it's like oh my god, what is it called?
It's like chocolate and
Yes,
coffee mix.
Yes, what is that?
I know what you're
You know
talking
what I'm
about.
talking
Yeah,
about?
I
It's
do.
not like I don't know what it's called, but oh my god, the name is stuck with me. But anyways, yeah, it's like that. And she said, "Hey, I can make you like a big old thing of it." And so, they loved it, and so every year, so that's my next event though. Is every I chose a Friday, every Friday in December. We'll go out there, pass out blankets. So every week, I push to at least do, try to get some and play, and I just pass them out to them and make sure they have a blanket and some gloves, and have a nice little hot chocolate for them. So
And it's you and your family doing this.
yeah, it's me and my family. Some of my best friends will come, but it mainly be always me and my family starting it. Yeah.
How big is
Yeah.
your family?
So I'm the baby actually. But it's I mean, it's three brothers. I have three brothers and three sisters, but their kids come, and then not only that, but my cousins, like they will always be right there. So it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, I always have help. Just us
Yeah.
is the help that we need. But of course, the more the better. But yeah, so it's always about like 20 of us, honestly. Like always, where it's like never gonna be less than and if one person's missing, it's because they're out of town or something.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah. But other than that, I have best like my back to school event. I had like over 50 volunteers. I remember when we made shirts, it was like 60 shirts that we made.
Wow.
And that's people that got a shirt, on top of like the others that just came.
Yeah.
So again, it's like always just my family and my closest friends that put this together with me.
Talk about blessings.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely lucky because, there's some people out there that have a plate sale. That's another thing that I always do, is help with the plate sales for anybody. Because I know it's hard. Like one of my friends' mom just passed away. He's young, he was 20, he's 26, and he was at my back to school event from start to finish, and so as soon as he needed something, my brother took his barbecue pit, my brother cooked for him the whole time, me and him were taking turns, and we were there from start to finish for him because he helped me, so
Yeah.
it goes a long way, the help, definitely, and it's not necessarily like, help those who help you, because even if someone doesn't come support me, I'm still gonna go support them if I can, and I think that's what like is one of the biggest things about me, is that if I can, I will, and so I've gotten pretty far with that.
That's good. Yeah, good karma's real. It comes back in other ways.
Yeah, for sure, it
Yes.
does.
Well, we're going to take another short music break and we'll be right back.
Heading down to Corpus Christi, my own stomping ground. I can still see her hair in the wind against the lights of this town. I remember all the days at the beach till the sun went down. The nights of pure innocence, baby, where our love was found. And days go by, life goes on, dreams still die. wonder if you ever think of me. I can still close my eyes and I go back in time to Corpus Christi. Heading down Ocean Drive with the radio on, beneath the gray skies, our song plays on. They say time always meant everything, but as the sun goes down, I find I won't find my peace, not in this town. And days go by, life goes on, dreams do die, some live on. And sometimes I wonder if you ever think of me. I can still close my eyes and I go back in time to Corpus Christi. Sometimes I wonder if you ever think of me. I can still close my eyes and I go back in time to Corpus Christi. I can still close my eyes and I go back in time to Corpus Christi.
Shutting in, walking sign of bad news, yeah. Now I see why I should have turned away. My mind keeps telling me I should leave. My heart tells me to stay. I hate those late nights sitting in the kitchen just waiting for him to come stumbling home. Hate those wild lies, sweet nothing's pouring out his mouth like it's Friday at his favorite bar. Drives through the countryside, keep me holding on to him. We're not perfect, but it's worth it. Do you see what I go through? Bartender, I'll take two. I'll keep thinking you'll change. You'll be a better man. You got some kind of hold on me. Misery loves company. I hate those late nights sitting in the kitchen just waiting for him to come stumbling home. Hate those white lies, sweet nothing's pouring out his mouth like it's Friday at his favorite bar. Those long drives through the countryside keep me holding on to him. We're not perfect, but it's worth it. Do you see what I go through? Bartender, I'll take two. Bourbon, gin, whiskey brands make me feel this way. You think about what I'm saying, I wouldn't have a smile on my face when I say I hate those late nights sitting in the kitchen just waiting for him to come stumbling home. Hate those white lies.
Welcome back to the April Monterrosa Show. And don't forget to check out Live from the Southside magazine at www.livefromthesouthside.com. We're still here with Miss Amanda.
I'm back again, guys.
You're all cool now. Like
Yeah.
you're a pro now.
Yes, now I'm just, it comes natural now.
You're like, I'm ready to do this again.
Yes, yes.
So, being that you promote a lot of small businesses in San Antonio, what are some of your favorite places to eat?
Some of my favorite, that's a good question. So one of my best places to eat, I'm going to have to go with El Remedio. Have you been there?
No.
No. So
Where's that at?
Yeah, so it's on it's like on Research Plaza, I believe.
Okay.
By UTSA.
Okay.
Yeah, so El Remedio is a really good spot to eat. And then one of my other best spots to eat will have to be Southerly at the Pearl.
Okay.
Yes. Have you been there?
I have been
Yes,
there.
There's my favorite spot. Other than that, Left Field Barbecue is my best barbecue spot to go to. And
Okay.
he's a small business. So he's just one of those like pop-ups.
I believe he's at Sip and Sit today.
Yes, he actually
Yeah.
is the coffee place.
Yeah, shout out to the Sip and Sit with Me Coffee House family. They're celebrating their 2-year anniversary today.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
yeah,
I believe your friend will be popped up there with some barbecue.
He's actually making grilled cheese, but with brisket and eggs inside. So I can't wait to
Oh,
try them.
nice. Are you going to stop by?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Because that's
Yeah.
where we're headed after
Yeah.
this.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So Left Field Barbecue, guys, is definitely a spot to try. He's at the Ready Market during the week.
Okay.
But if you can follow him on social media, he has every place that he pops up. We actually, like, about 2 months ago at Social Spot, we did a barbecue contest.
Okay.
And he won the Barbecue King Champ. So it was pretty interesting to work with him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's a cool story because he started at one of my pop-ups. So I was the first pop-up that he ever attended 3 years ago.
Okay.
And, now he has his own business, and now he's, like, booming. Did the New Braunfels Fair. He's done pretty much every big fair there is in San Antonio.
Nice.
So,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
so to
excited to
see
try
him-
his stuff today.
Yes, it's good. Me too.
Speaking of social media, how can people connect with you?
So, on Facebook, it's under Amanda Mendoza. You'll see my picture. And then I really don't get on Instagram too much. But other than that, social media-wise, Facebook is where it's at for me.
Nice.
Yes.
And you do really well sharing a little bit of everything. You share, your journey with all your community advocacy that you do. You share fun, personal stuff.
Yeah.
But it's relatable. Like,
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
has a perfect life, right? We
yeah.
all go through stuff.
That's what I just told. I was telling my fiance the other day when we were talking is that the best part of me is like, I feel like if I come in here with you, for example, and I try to be someone that I'm not, to fit in, it's like it's not gonna work because you're not gonna get the real version of me. So, being myself is like, I can. I sit with lawyers sometimes, attorneys, and officers and teachers, and it's just my personality, and but my Facebook is pretty funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I have my friends' moms, and they'll be like, when I see them, they're like, "Oh my God, I wake up to live for your your Facebook post," and it's funny because I'm like, "Oh, I forgot I had them on there," or. Some moms I have on social media, like on Snapchat, because of course Snapchat's a little more, a lot of posts, and they tell me I saw your Snapchat. I'm like, I forgot that I had them on there. But no, the most part, yeah, is Facebook. Is I like to share stuff. Believe it or not, like a lot of people come to me and they're like, hey, can you share this fundraiser for my kid? Or hey, do you know where to get? I'm always a resource for everything. I actually like that people can come to me and trust me, for a moon bounce, for, anything, as far as like, just everything, like I lock my keys in my car, or do you know someone that does this? And and I do. And so I love to be able to help people out like them. And then if I don't find no one, I would literally take my time and like call my brother to be like the other day my nephew changed my friend's mom's tire like it was before school, so it was probably like 7:30. And he went and did it, and she gave him $25. And I was like, hey, can you go help my friend's mom? Like, and he sure did go. And so that's a good thing too. Like going back to family is that, for anything, if like there's certain people I could call for everything. Like my brother, of course, like for, if I need fixing or I get stuck somewhere or, and then I got my nephews that will, come through for me in the aspect to like, hey, do this, do that. My mom will, cook for me, or, I need this, or, hey, I'm going to leave. Can you take this somewhere?
Because you do a lot.
Yeah,
you're in a lot of events and a lot of things.
My sisters, I have two sisters, so I have Tina and Adelita, and, Adelita, I can text her like, hey, can you do this ASAP? And then Tina is the brains of me, like literally, and it's just, and so, and then I got my dad. My dad's like, oh my God, he's like my bodyguard, and he's always with me. So he's always just like telling me, like, I'll go on a speed bump to this day. My dad's like, you're going to mess up your tires. And I'm like, Dad, my Bernie goes over it worse than that. You don't tell me nothing. So it's just funny, but.
Well,
yeah,
you are the baby.
Yeah, I am the baby. But no, so yeah, definitely my family always comes through for helping. So I love everybody. I love that they can come to me, trusting me to be able to provide them that service and stuff. So
let's talk about your business again. I know that your biggest thing is you go to events for businesses.
Yes.
Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
So like you said, I go to the event, so I'll go set up a table for them. It just depends what the event is. For example, like for Halloween, I did a lot of trunk or treats. So I'll set up for them for the business, set up a table, canopy, representing the company. I'll pass out flyers, for insurance, for example. I'll be like, hey, if you ever need insurance or know anybody, and if you already have it, that's fine. You can get with us for a free quote. So I just give them a little bit of a brief about where we do and where we come from. And then I, give them like either a pen or a koozie or a towel. And then, I ask them to follow us on social media. And so that's one of the things that I do. Another thing is just posting, always posting them on my social media, sharing, tagging. And then it's good because once you get repetitive, somebody sees like, hey, I remember, Amanda posted.
Yeah.
For this, so everybody's tagging me now, so that I did my job there. Something else about my business is, I have a lot of friends that, I have a lot of close friends too that have the same business. So, it's just like for my nephew, he's a barber, and I have a lot of close friends that are barbers. So, but there's room for everybody, and
for sure.
And I'll tag everybody, like all 3, all 4, or 5, and just because that one business, is who I'm working with directly, I still, there's opportunity for more. So a lot of tagging on Facebook, a lot of back and forth with people. My main thing is to try to help, the business that I'm promoting for gain clientele, and then help, a client with what they need, the services they need. So
for sure.
But the events are fun because you get to network and meet a lot of people. And you never know where that one opportunity will go, travel.
For sure. And
I think that, like, meeting that one person, goes a long way. So, and they'll remember you off I always say this, like, the first impression is always the best impression. Because, if they met you when you're having a bad day, then obviously they're going to remember that. But if they met you at your best day, then they're going to, always remember that. And, and that's what helps me get all these people to trust me and stuff like that. Is my personality. So
I love the in-person stuff that you do, because a lot of business owners, we don't have time to be at events setting up. That's a really smart idea.
Yeah. I actually just thought of that. I've been working with Brighton Dental for 5 years, and like I said, I not only love to work, but I love to help people. So, if someone's like, man, I've been trying to find a dentist, but I don't have a ride, and boom, I remembered that, hey, well, if you do this, you can get Uber share, and it just goes a long way. And the marketing, like you said, the small businesses, they establish their business, they're 100% open, but they don't have that footwork, and that's where I come in to go do that extra step because that's what I do full time. And I already have the the people, the following, and so marketing has been definitely good for the past 2 months that I've been doing it. I've helped out a lot in leads, and so I think it's gonna be a great opportunity for everyone, especially when I grow my team. Right now, it's just me and my fiance, and I have a friend that's been going to work for me as well. But I know that once we actually kick it off, it's gonna be great because of all the ideas I have. Like for example, this tax service, it's called Size Tax Services, and she does notary, bookkeeping, taxes, and all that. So she's my best friend's mom, so it's cool because I've been to second grade with her daughter,
Yeah.
and so we're still best friends to this day. So for her to like come to me is like more personal, like I'm gonna really help you because
For sure.
and that goes for everybody that trusts me. But however, in her instance, she has the building, she does it, she has the work, she's waiting for taxes to come. But she's in the Marbach area actually, so we're gonna put something together for the community. That way they can see like, hey, I'm giving back. I want y'all to trust me. So we're gonna have like a Christmas event.
Okay.
So we're actually gonna do like pictures with the Grinch and hot chocolate and give out free donuts and have a whole little party for the
Yeah,
community
yeah.
of Marbach. And
Nice.
so I think that's a great area to target. And so with these ideas and her investing, it's gonna work, and she's gonna see that. So again, yeah, I love doing what I do.
Well, thank you for spending your morning with us. This went by
course.
fast.
Yeah, I did. I want to keep going. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I did. I
But
did.
everyone gets to do shout outs on my show. So you have about 30 seconds to make some shout outs.
Okay, so shout out to Mendoza Landscaping, and that's my brother. He owns a landscaping company. Shout out to the Exclusive Way Barbershop. That's my nephew Isaiah. Shout out to Left Field Barbecue. That's one of my friends, Richard, the barbecue we just mentioned. Shout out to Ruben Reyna's Insurance. He's one of my clients, actually my first client. So thank you, Ruben. And shout out to O'Connor Girls Varsity Basketball. Shout out to Sotomayor Cross Country. My friend is the head coach there. Shout out to Skin by Serena. That's actually my niece. She's on military. She does waxing and brows and all that. And shout out to everybody, all my friends, all my family. Sorry if I missed you. And especially thank you for the opportunity to bring
For
me on the
sure.
show. I had fun. Thank you guys for having me. And yeah, that's it.
Well, you did great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the April Monterrosa show. We'll see you next time.